Good morning. I'm Nina from Nina Soap. I'd like to talk to you about how you can save or you can build 3 to 6 months of your food supply. What I would suggest you do first is you figure out how much you need for your groceries a month. If you have not figured out yet, I will suggest you track your expenses, your groceries expenses for 2 to 3 months, and then take the average out of those 3 months to figure out how much you spend in average a month. That would be your monthly grocery expenses. So you can set that as your budget, or you can just choose a number that you are comfortable with, that you think that's the amount you want to spend on groceries every month. Your next step after that will be to take cash out for your groceries. If you use debit card or credit card to purchase groceries, I would suggest you take cash out every single month. And the reason I'm saying that is you will need to save something out of your grocery money, and keeping it in your saving account or in your checking account, you may not know exactly how much you have out there that you can spend toward your sales. So first, know how much you need every single month for groceries. In our case, we set our budget at $375 a month. That's fixed. Groceries is a variable expense. But in our budget, on our spreadsheet, we set it as a fixed expense, $375 a month. And every month, we take that amount out. So I would suggest you do the same. Know how much it costs you in average. It's going to vary every single month, but know how much you need on hand for groceries and set it as a fixed expense in your budget. Take that amount out. Use sample envelopes. You don't need to be fancy unless you want to. But if you are trying to pay off your debt, every single penny that you can save is important. So you can use envelope from your bank. They'll be eager to put your money in envelopes for you. Once you have your grocery money, sit down and ask yourself how much you want to spend on fruits, how much you want to spend on meat, and how much you want to spend on food and non-food items. What I do with my husband is we decided to spend $80 a month on fruit. And the reason I wanted you to know how much you want to spend on fruits, for example, is for you to make sure you are eating enough fruit. So we set $80 for fruits, $95 for meat, and it's important you take meat money out of the total and put it in another envelope. Your fruits money out of the total and put it in another envelope. You just write those categories on the envelopes. In our case, we put $95. We set $95 as budget for meat, and I put it in meat envelope. I don't buy meat every month because meat doesn't go on sale low enough for me to buy meat every single month. We just eat meat that we have in our freezer. And when meat goes on sale, I have that money saved up that I'll take out and buy whatever meat it is. I would suggest you do the same thing if you are trying to cut down on your expenses to have extra in your income to pay toward your debts. So know how much you want to spend on meat, how much you want to spend on fruits, how much you want to spend on non-food items like toilet paper, Ziploc bags, and things like that, and how much you want to spend on food. I like to call it food, but that includes your staples. Have envelope for all of those categories. We don't separate food and non-food. I have them together, but I have fruits in another envelope, meat in another envelope. So our food and non-food is $200 a month. $80 for fruits, $95 for meat, and that total to $375 a month. So separate those your groceries into categories. Have envelope for each one of them. So when you go shopping, have a list. Look around to see what you need for the month and shop wisely. Look in the ad to see what is on sale. That's how you'll buy your meat on sale. Fruits. You can save on fruits by buying fruits that is on sale during the week. If that's a fruit that will last long in your fridge, you can stock up. Otherwise, have a plan for each one of those categories to save up. What we do is every single month when we take $375 out and I separate into 3 different envelopes, I will have other envelopes for each one of those categories as well as saving envelopes. And then I will decide to just keep $60 in the fruit envelope and put $20 on the side in another envelope as a saving from fruit budget. Meat, I don't do that much for meat because I don't even use it during the month. So I'll put the meat envelope away along as that $20 for fruits away. And as for food and non-food budget, the $200, I might estimate that I will spend about $20, $15 to $20 in milk and bread. And I'll put that in, we use a container for when we go shopping. So I'll put it in the container. And that will leave me, if I decided to put $20 on the side for that, that will leave me $180. Then I will decide to spend $100 during the month for my groceries, for my food and non-food. And I'll put $80 in another envelope as saving for food. And I will set my grocery list in a way that I stay within my $100. Do the same thing. Within each category, see how much you want to spend, how much you want to save. When there is a sale every single week, look in the ad that comes to your house or stop by those grocery stores where you shop at to see what they have on sale. When you see a staple is on sale and that's low enough for you to stock up, that's your chance to go get that amount that you put on the side as saving for food or non-food to stock up. And when there is a meat on sale, that's your chance to go get the meat money and purchase the amount of meat you wanted to purchase. I'll also suggest that you purchase a chest freezer. If you want to save 3 to 6 months, you want to build 3 to 6 months of food supply, it's important you have a chest freezer. The freezer part of your fridge may not have enough space for that, and you might have a lot of freezer burn if you use that. So use a chest freezer. It's cheaper than upright freezer. You can buy a small one around $200, a medium one a little bit over around $250. And each time you find items on sale, stock up. But make sure you stay within your grocery budget. Don't use your checking account or your saving account for those expenses because there will always be sale in something or for something. Just buy items that you use, items that you cook with. And try not to have multiple varieties of one item, multiple brands of one dressing, one type of dressing. Just simplify your staples so that you have enough space for your staples. Toilet paper, that's a non-food item. You can, if it's on sale, you can buy more than one. You can buy a little by buying those things every single month when they are on sale. Over time, you'll build 3 to 6 months of your food supply. When there is a temporary loss of job, you know that you have 6 months of food at home. You don't need to worry about what to feed your family, and it's not going to cost you the full price of those staples. You already have it. You purchase them on sale. By planning ahead of time, saving, purchasing those staples on sale, you will save more money than trying to save 3 to 6 months of your income to support your family in case there is an emergency or there is a temporary loss of job. You'll be paying full price for those staples. But by doing a little by little, using just your grocery budget, you'll save a lot more, and you'll be able to pay more of your debt instead of trying to put 3 to 6 months of your income in your saving account, which will take you a lot longer to do it anyway. I can walk you around and show you how I shop and how I stock up for food. One thing I'll point out as well is cook from your pantry, from your freezer. You don't need to shop every single week if you have staples at home. The way we do it is every single week we shop sales. If there is fruit on sale, we can buy it. If there is staples on sale, I can stock up. Otherwise, I don't need to shop every single week. I already have food at home, staples at home, and I just shop my pantry every evening to cook. I don't do my grocery list based on a meal plan. I don't meal plan in that sense of the word. I have a list of quick meals that my family like to eat, and I have a list of meals that take me longer to cook as well. And at the end of the day, I just ask myself what I feel like cooking, and I have all the staples on hand. I just go around and gather my ingredients and just start cooking. So shop wisely, set a budget for your groceries, and start building up your food pantry. That will be the same pantry that you'll shop every single day to cook. Just buy ingredients that you use in your daily cooking so that you don't spend your money on food that you are not going to use. I can show you how I stock up and what I have on hand. Sorry about that. And I will easily say that I have at least 3 months of food supplies at home. As you can see, I have toilet paper, and those are big bags. I believe the receipt rolls. I didn't buy them on sale. I just want to have them on hold. Those are empty boxes, but I have baking soda for my cleaning, and I have 3 here. I use less than 1 of them a month. So right there I have at least 3 months on hand. I have about 200 pounds of potatoes here. I bought them less than 99 cents for 5-pound bags. I have 100 pounds of sweet potato. I assume that we might cook potatoes once a week, about 10 pounds once a week. So I have 200 pounds of potato on hand, 100 pounds of sweet potato. I make our own soap And I have some here that I'm drying for our home usage. I have oil. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I have 3 gallons of peanut oil for frying, and I have extra virgin olive oil here. It's a little bit dark in here, but let me see. I don't think you'll be able to. I have a chest freezer full of vegetables from the garden and from sales. And then I have this freezer for other vegetables and processed food, including cheese, butter, ice cream. I have a chest freezer for meat, and I have a lot of meat on hand. Ground beef purchased at $1 a pound. Pork roast 99 cents a pound. Pork steak at $1.69 a pound. Pork chops at 99 cents a pound. Brat at $1.99 a pound, I believe. Turkey for 59 cents a pound, and I just put one there. I have chicken here, I believe 49 cents a pound. So I have meat on hand. I buy rice from Sam's Club, 25-pound bags. So I assume we might spend 1 bag a month. And by the way, you can see what I'm sending the kids to school this morning with. So they are going to have cookies, 2 snacks. We purchased cookies, they were not on sale, but it's just holiday cookies that we like from Aldi. It's not $1.99. They'll have few of those. Popcorn that we make at home, I buy 25-pound bag of popcorn kernel from Sam's Club, and they'll have their lunch as well. That saved me $500 a year to send them to school with their own lunch. 50-pound bag of pinto bean. We have not even opened it yet, and we have 12-pound bags that we open. 25-pound bag of rice here, and there is another one that we open. So we have ketchup in case I make potato wedges, for example. They use ketchup. We have some cereal, we have snack for the kids, and those are the cookies that we saw earlier. So we have few of those. We have peanuts for snack. We have chalks the kids use to study. Toothpaste that lasts us about 2 months. And we have one we are using already. We have whole red wheats here that are used for porridge. Cornmeal that are used for porridge. And add chops apple or peanut to it. I have 6 bags of unbleached flour, 4 boxes of salt that you cannot see from here, 2 cornmeals here. As you can see, I have a lot of food on hand, and A lot of our staples we don't buy, they don't go on sale, but at the end of the year we have an employee discount that we use to buy what we can afford, and the rest I just buy little by little throughout the year, or the first few weeks of the first few months of the year. I'll stock up on those staples, shelf staples. So I have tomato puree. That's the only one that I use. I don't buy fresh tomato of different type of tomato, canned tomato. I just use that to make tomato pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, stew,